Now, more on that breaking news. 2 minutes ago, we heard that Home Secretary Suella Braverman has indeed just been sacked by Rishi Sunak.
Well, joining us live from Westminster is the Shadow Health and Social Care Secretary, Wes Streeting. Mr Streeting, what is your reaction to that breaking news? Suella Braverman sacked.
Well, about time. She should never have been appointed in the first place. Let's not forget that the last time that Suella Braverman was sacked as Home Secretary, it was because of a national security leak that she was responsible for 5 days before Rishi Sunak reappointed her as Home Secretary. So I'm afraid his spectacular misjudgment, his poor judgment and his weakness in tolerating Suella Braverman for so long is entirely to blame for the appalling spectacle we saw last week where a Home Secretary undermined the police, undermined public confidence in the police and used her position to pour petrol on the flames of a very difficult situation. So she was unfit for office, she had to go, but she should never have been appointed in the first place.
Wes, welcome to Talk today, my friend. Good to speak to you again. Much has been said. The one thing about this programme, from Nick and my point of view, is to try and give as many opposing views as we possibly can. You and people in your party would say this is a good thing. The Tory party will descend now into civil war because she, of course, speaks for quite a few of the right of the party. And there were rumours over the weekend that Sunak was sort of dodging making a decision because when Boris could have come again, so to speak, she threw her weight behind Sunak. Would you, as a potential Labour cabinet minister, look at this as another nail in Sunak's coffin in terms of the Tory party will now pull itself to shreds? Or do you see this as a good thing and he's showing strength in doing something that he patently felt needed doing?
Well, I think Rishi Sunak's challenge from the start has been that he doesn't have a mandate from the Conservative Party. They didn't vote for him when he stood to be leader of the Labour Party. They voted for Liz Truss. That Conservative Party in Manchester a few weeks ago, we saw them cheering Liz Truss to the rafters. Suella Braverman is undoubtedly where the heart of the Conservative Party lies. And Rishi Sunak has been pushed around by these people. He's been too weak to stand up for himself. And even this morning, the Home Secretary's people were briefing that Rishi Sunak's operation in Number 10 were clowns. So I think he's ultimately been left with no choice but to sack her. The challenge that he's got is that he's not leading a party, he's leading a rabble. And it's one that is leaving NHS waiting lists at record levels, that is leaving policing in disarray because of the Home Secretary's conduct. And we've got the economy flatlining at the moment. So I don't think a change of faces around the cabinet table today will make much difference. It's a change of government we need. Rishi Sunak doesn't have a mandate, which is why a general election can't come soon enough.
Wes, in terms of Suella Braverman's time in that office, she's had a as yet failed Rwanda policy, saying that homelessness, to a certain extent, was a lifestyle choice. We had those protests at the Cenotaph on Saturday. What is her lasting legacy going to be in the Tory party?
I can jump in and tell you, getting rid of Rishi Sunak, because she wants the job. Isn't that right, Wes?
Well, I think that's exactly what's going on. There is... I mean, the Labour Party is working hard to win the next general election, to put positive policies across, to make sure those policies are fully costed and fully funded to earn the trust of the British people, taking seriously preparation for government. The Conservatives are in the opposite position. It's like they're preparing for opposition. They're at each other's throats. They're running a leadership election now, anticipating defeat at the general election, and they're putting the party before the country. And that's why they're unfit to govern, why Rishi Sunak really should call a general election now and allow the people to decide whether they want this government to stumble on or whether they want a fresh start with Labour.